Welcome to Just a Few More Minutes podcast, where three veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about exactly that, animation video games. I am one of your hosts. I am Jeff Gabor. I am an animator at Blue Sky Studios.
That is Michael Berardini. He is an animator at Blue Sky Studios as well.
Yes, and Jeff changes the way he intros this episode every single time, so I don't know what to expect. So, great to be on this podcast once every 6 months now.
Yeah.
That's what it does feel. Like. Yeah, it does feel like that, even though it's once a month. On the first of every month. See? Today's the first. Hopefully you're listening to it. Yep. That means, you can look forward to it.
That other guy is Pete Paquette.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Animator extraordinaire working on fucking everything, right?
That's what it seems like these days. So what are we talking this week?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, every Just a Few More Minutes podcast begins the same way, with an animation tip. Yeah. And this week we got something extra special for the animation tip. So basically, there's a recorded video on our YouTube channel now where you can actually watch me go ahead and explain this thoroughly through a video and how you can adapt it into your workflow. So it's basically the basics of hotkeys and how that can speed up your workflow. And there's some really base, just like 5 hotkeys. Well, I guess it's more like 7, whatever. Hotkeys for creating animation. So you basically want to make it so your left hand doesn't have to leave the keyboard. So it stays on your home row and you set up everything based on that. And it was something that I learned the first thing when I went to Blue Sky Studios, and it sped me up incredibly by doing that. So to summarize, if you don't want to see the video, you want to tie your play to like Alt-V, maybe your frame and next frame to next key and previous key to like 1 and 2, and then your previous frame and next frame to Alt 1 and 2, and then you want to be able to make hotkeys for your graph editor. So usually I put F is spline, D is like a plateau or a tangent, E is a linear, and then usually there's some sort of auto-tangent, auto-converge script that most animators use of some sort, and I tie that to T. And with that, I can just fly really fast when I'm going into a spline.
It's pretty natural, actually. If you put your, like I have my thumb always on the space key, and then my finger, my index and my middle finger on 1 and 2, and then I switch my thumb between space and
Alt, yeah.
And Alt, yeah.
Do you actually bounce between all the different tangent stuff?
Oh yeah, really fast. Like when I'm in the graph editor, I am flying. Like I'm just like tick, 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 like super fast changing. It's like Fortnite building like your buildings. It's like that. It's just like, you're going into steps and then you're going into walls and then you're building your platform. Fast. It's awesome.
I mean, I feel like I'm quick, but I don't use anything other than auto tangent, and then I just fucking manually do everything. I don't trust that shit.
So you have hotkeys to like nudge the keys?
Yeah, but it's only set to like 25%. So, and I haven't like nudged it up or down, and usually it's too much for what I want, so I end up just nudging everything myself anyway.
Yeah, I leave mine.
You're talking about the converge.
Yeah, I leave mine at 10%.
Yeah, that's probably a better spot. That's a pro tip.
That's a great tool too.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great tool.
Yeah,
I don't know if it exists outside of Blue Sky, but
I've
does it?
Yeah, I wish I had a link available to send. Maybe would be good for a future animation tip. But basically, what it does is if you were to have like, you can actually see it in practice on the video. So why don't you just check it out there rather than me explaining it?
Yeah, that fucking stealth video that we didn't even know was happening until like 10 minutes ago. So.
That is true.
I got my computer all set up here, so like I finally got it all ready to stream and make videos. I just need a better webcam, so sorry about that in the video.
Wait a minute, you got a new computer?
New computer. I can stream properly. It's a PC. I can actually do some real stuff finally.
Wow, man!
What are you gonna stream?
Actually, well, this is good for this podcast. I'm actually thinking of streaming animating.
Oh,
so I feel like there's a lot of people that do that for 2D animation, which I'm sure is a lot more exciting, but there's not a whole lot of people that just like, hey, I'm going to do a shrink take or a take or whatever, or a walk, and just over the course of a night make a quick animation. I think that'd be fun to see. So I plan on doing that through our Just a Few More Minutes Twitch account.
Yeah, you heard it here first, nerds.
And be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Right.
Yeah, smash that like button. Just like all you guys did on that last episode where we thought we weren't going to have to do any work, and then it turned out to be a lot of work. But y'all really liked it with all those animation tips.
Yeah, and that was only the first 6 months, I think, something like that, right?
Yeah, so you got some more coming.
Yeah, we have a lot of tips amassed over the 3 or so years we've been doing this.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Has it been 3, or am I exaggerating?
We're almost coming up on 3 now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what have you guys been up to since the last time we spoke? Because all of us, like you said, we only get to talk over the course of a month. However, I went to visit you guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was great. Brought the family and everybody got together at Nick's house.
Yeah, a little treehouse reunion. That was good.
That picture of all you guys back in the day and then the current, it's pretty crazy how some of you aged drastically and others not at all.
Yeah, Nick basically looks like you could just copy and paste in one photo to another.
Yep.
You too. You haven't really changed that much.
Which is disappointing because when we did that picture, I hadn't started doing like P90X stuff. So then 7 years later, after doing all those workouts, I look the exact same. Although, given I haven't worked out in 2 years straight now, but my back, guys, my back.
Yeah, sure. I'm not throwing shade. I haven't worked out in quite a while.
Yeah, last time I worked out was, it's been a while. It's been a while for me.
There's another animation tip. Fucking work out, maybe. Let's see. What have I been up to? I've been making lots of bread again recently. That's unremarkable and unrelatable in this podcast. Made some fresh gnocchi with my wife today because it's our anniversary tomorrow.
But animation related, did you end up seeing Incredibles today?
I saw it last week.
Oh, okay. So that's something up.
Yep, I saw that. I did that. Yeah. For me, of more interest, I saw Hereditary yesterday.
Oh.
You guys heard of that at all? I'm going to say no.
No. Well, that's not true. I might have seen a banner about it or something.
I will not go deep into it at all, but needless to say, is probably the most affecting movie I've seen in a really, really, really long time. I was so tense and sort of actually shaking from how that movie made me feel. It was very, very crazy. If you want to be scared and freaked out and emotionally distraught for 2 hours, you should absolutely go see it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like anything I want to do. Not even remotely. No offense. I'm sure it's a fantastic movie, but
it's really well put together.
For that shit.
If basically what I told my dad is go watch the trailer and then times that feeling you get from watching it by 10 and then elongate it for the duration of a movie, and that's it.
Jeez.
Wow.
Jeff's probably not going to go see it, right, Jeff?
No, there's not a chance. Zero.
Yeah. I would love to watch it with you, though. We could stream your reaction. That would just be the greatest.
I feel like what you would be more interested in is streaming my reaction 6 hours later when I'm in bed and freaking the F out,
I will say, this movie, not super scary, but it sticks with you hardcore. I could not sleep last night.
So it's disturbing.
It's disturbing on, multiple levels.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Everyone go watch it if you're cool.
Yeah, if you're not 40-year-old dads, make sure you go and see
it.
Yeah. Me, myself, I been just working on my game.
How's it going?
Well, we're still tying up some legal things for the company being created, so that's kind of slowed things down a bit. But it's going pretty cool. Like we just had a pretty cool development happen this past week, but I can't really talk about it yet. So.
Well, that's annoying. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's always something. It's always something interesting that comes up. I've been playing my Switch. I've been playing a eclectic bunch of different games. Never any one thing for too long. Just kind of like picking up something, trying something else. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that is something I wanted to do. I wanted to take a picture of all the Switch games I own, and then have everybody else post a picture of the same thing. You know, the all software screen.
Yeah.
And just see like who's got what. And, oh man, you have that shitty game. Oh.
You actually bought Snake Pass, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's for you, Drew, if you're still listening.
And then I went to a concert in Boston a couple of nights ago. Went to go see a band called Magic Sword. Like a space synth.
Yeah, I saw the images of it. It looks like you got to be really high to enjoy that.
Yeah. I wasn't high. I was drunk when I saw it.
Okay.
But they make really cool music. They make really cool music. If you're into the synth or anything like that, it feels very 80s in its core. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was a cool night.
Well, you didn't see Incredibles today.
No, that is an interesting talking point. I went today. I got up and I was like, I'm gonna take the kids to go see The Incredibles, and because we hadn't seen it yet, and I was excited to see the movie. And I got to the theater, and there was a sign that said, "Incredibles 2 has caused problems with people with photosensitive epilepsy because of flashing." And then I said, okay, well, I assumed it was like a scene, you know. And then so I asked the movie manager, the theater manager, I was like, is this an entire scene, or like just can you tell me when this happens? Because my daughter actually has that, and I didn't want to put her in a situation that wasn't necessary. So he went and looked at the email he got, and he's like, yeah, it's throughout the whole movie. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to see the movie then, because why would I do that to my daughter? That this doesn't make any sense. So my son was bummed. My daughter was really bummed. I was pissed because I wanted to see the movie, and then I was pissed because my kids were really sad that they couldn't. You know, I just told them, I was like, well, we'll just have to wait until it comes out on like Blu-ray or something, and then we can watch it, and we can make sure like we put the lights on in the house when we're watching it and all that kind of stuff, so there's not so much contrast.
It's interesting that he said it was the whole movie, because it's probably a grand total of a minute and a half in the actual movie of like crazy strobing lights.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
I'm not gonna say anything bad. I mean, like I you know, based on its numbers, based on what everybody's been saying, I'm sure it's a fantastic movie. But I'm disappointed that, you know, that it had to come to that. You know, I don't know. That was my afternoon. It was shitty.
Yeah. Get some ice cream afterwards, though.
Yeah, I took the kids for ice cream and seafood, and then I got sick from the seafood.
Okay, good day. It's a good day.
It's been an interesting day. I'll put it that way.
Well, I hope you've recovered.
Somewhat. I was just blowing an O-ring earlier when you texted me.
Good. Well, within the last, let's keep it on the animation just for one more second before we jump to E3. Michael and I found out that our movie got delayed.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's out in the trade, so I'm not like... I don't know.
It is?
Yes. I know. I'm not... I wouldn't risk that. I checked Google. If Google knows, we can talk about it, right? Yeah. So
we do have a few days too.
Right. So Spies in Disguise was originally supposed to be released in like January 2019. Then it got pushed to April 2019. Now it's September 13th, 2019. September. Almost like over a year away now.
That's crazy. But it's good that you guys have more time to actually make the movie.
Yeah. I mean, that part nobody knows. Well, I'm sure somebody knows. Nobody at the studio knows. Like Michael and I don't know if that means we're getting more time to work on the movie or if they're just holding the movie in the can longer for a release date. But
I mean, from our side of things, it's sort of nice because it was already going to be a pretty truncated schedule. So
yeah,
maybe there will be a little more room for not an insane amount of crunch.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest news in our world in terms of the animation. So, I mean, the other big news is, Comcast put in a bid for a lot of the News Corp properties, and then now Disney rebutted with more. So we're just waiting for the fallout of all this to take place because, Comcast could technically put in another bid. And for my sake, I'd rather stay with Disney at this point. So I hope everybody just stops.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that. I didn't think Comcast was that much of a juggernaut to go against Disney.
Well, they're trying to be.
It just didn't seem. It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem to me anyway that those two companies are on the same level.
Right.
As far as like influence and power goes.
Right. That's for sure. Yeah.
But what have you been up to, Jeff? Did you ever say?
No, I mean, it's been a lot of working, and yeah, I don't feel like I've had much of a life outside of that. It was nice to hang with you the past week, and we have some other old-timers, old-time blue skyers in town, so that's kind of been where things have sat. So, it's personal life story stuff is happening here and there, but, no reason to get into that.
Are you drawing again, Mikey? Are you doing a podcast drawing?
I am doodling, yes. I don't know if it's a podcast drawing. Here, you can look at it right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Share screen. Got it. It's just a...
God damn. What the heck, man?
I don't know. Shit.
That's a creepy ass shit, man.
Yeah, he's got like a little finger ponytail back here.
Oh, that's great. That better be a podcast drawing. It has to be now.
Yeah.
I mean, we are talking about it.
So, I guess since we're talking about ourselves and stupid shit that we do, follow me on Instagram, Berardini. Every Monday, I do Moist Mondays, which are just really gross drawings, full of sticky, drippy goodness.
I especially liked your naked Chewbacca, or furless. He's not really naked, I guess. He's just without
shaved Chewie.
Yeah.
Was that for Moist Monday?
It did go up on Moist Monday. Yeah. Sometimes there's stuff that goes up and it's like, it's not really moist, but it's also just my excuse to post art every week for sure.
Yeah.
The one going up tomorrow, I'll give you a sneak peek because you won't hear this for another 3 weeks or something. It's a guy that gets stung by a mosquito. It's one of my 3-panel swipers. So the first one, there's a mosquito and he's going, shoot, fly. And then the next one, it bulges up real big. And then the third picture, it just explodes. And you can see his skull through the explosion.
That's awesome.
So
it's like a mixture of like Mad Magazine, or not Mad, Spy vs. Spy and Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, all references that I actively pursue.
So in between all this, there was E3 2018. A lot of big games shown. So I think we were going to recap some of our favorites that we feel like we should keep an eye on. So just to lead it off, I think I'll start.
Well, shut up. We're going to do our top 6, JAFMM top 6 E3 games. We're both going to pick 2. If any of us say a game the other wants to pick, you better fucking have some backups.
Yes.
Because we're going to have 6 unique games.
Great. Let's do it.
Okay. And then we'll vote on our game of the show.
That sounds great.
A month and a half later. All right, Jeff.
Okay.
You can continue.
All right. Well, then I'll just blow it up by starting huge. We only get 2, so you guys will have to pick a backup.
Sure.
So I feel like the most impressive game for me, Death Stranding. This is so cool. And I feel like it's very applicable to the world of animation as well. I mean, there's serious motion capture going on, but the animation is beautiful. It's helping tell the story. You get to the sensation that you're watching a movie or playing a movie. It's intriguing and scary and creepy, but cool. I don't know how the game's going to play, but it's got me so intrigued. Like, I feel like everything else minus maybe 1 or 2 other games was just like, all right, why are they... This is not even the same world of video games that this thing is in. So...
I will say Death Stranding didn't even make my list this year, and I'll tell you why right now. This is the first time that I ever felt disappointed by it, because we finally got gameplay, and all I saw was walking around.
Right.
And then in interviews, Kojima was like hinting about all the various types of gameplay that you could see, and there's like, sure, he's walking through a river and somehow you have to control him so he doesn't slip and float away. And other times he's like scrambling up a mountain, and it's like, okay, am I going to do anything other than deliver packages in the middle of nowhere? Because that's pretty much all that they showed us. And there was one tiny glimpse of when he like pulls up a gun, and it's like, maybe there's shooting in this game. But he also made a big stink in the interviews about how the game has like a non-violent stance on gameplay. So I'm still like, I absolutely will play it, and I know the story will be crazy as fuck, but I don't know that the game will be fun anymore.
Yep. But for that reason why I'm so interested in it, it's just bizarre. It's different.
It's super different.
I found it very intriguing. What the trailer, the gameplay made me feel like was that less than seeing the gameplay itself, is just that like, holy shit, this is going to be a tremendous game that I will never get a chance to play. Just because I don't have the time to play big games, big like open-ended games like that anymore.
Well, who knows what year it's coming out, Pete?
Yeah. 2050. Yep. All right, I'll be in the nursing home playing some Death Stranding.
In VR.
I mean, I honestly think that's a 2020 game at least.
Yeah.
What was your other one, Joe?
All right, I'll just pick. I won't go obvious or completely obvious, but my other one that it goes down is something I'm definitely looking forward to playing next year and will play. Like, this is a guarantee will play game next year, is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So,
yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Crazy beautiful. I found out J-Mart is actually working on it.
Yeah. J-Mart works on everything. He's worked on like literally everything. It's insane. It's
pretty cool.
There's not much more to say than perfect looking platformer. It looks like they're just taking the original game and adding extra environments. More, just it's bigger. It's a bigger version of Ori and the Blind Forest. It's cool.
I mean, the thing about that game that I always liked that I've never actually felt it, but just looking at it, it's got feature level animation, and now it makes sense they have feature level animators working on it to make it that way.
Yeah. All right, let's go, Pete.
All right, so I could probably tell you that the games that stuck out to me the most are not on your guys' lists.
Okay.
No. I will say that, yes, Jeff, I Death Stranding was very interesting to me. But what stuck with me was as something that I could possibly play that I found cool was Sea of Solitude. The
depression one.
Yeah, that looks pretty goddamn gorgeous. And the other game that really stuck with me was Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mainly because of how everything, literally every frame in that looked like a painting to me. It was very, very well directed as far as the art goes, for sure.
Okay, Ghost of Tsushima wasn't quite on my list, but I am insanely excited for it because it's a first-party Sony game that is open world from a really good open world developer. My only issue with it, and it's super nitpicky, and there's plenty of time to correct it because it's still pretty early. I feel like that game is late 2019, most likely, too. The animations did not feel super polished. Yeah. And I think that was an issue for every game, including Death Stranding, having to follow up The Last of Us Part 2 at the conference. Because that shit was insanely polished.
All right, hold it off.
Fucking beautiful. What? That's not even my pick.
All right, okay.
I'm just saying, every game ever made from now on has to compare to The Last of Us Part 2 demo.
Yeah.
Which was brilliant cutscenes, that kiss, and I don't know what they did, if they did collisions or actually hand-keyed, maybe all of it mixed together. If you worked on that game and you listen to this episode, hi, I'm a big fan. Tell me how you did it. You're the best. But then the gameplay and all the stuff that they do to interweave all the attacks and dodges and stuff, and how it's contextual to where they are, because I'm sure you guys didn't have time because I just sit and listen to this stuff. But they had a bunch of Coliseum panels for E3, and they had the game director, Neil Druckmann, and maybe there's two game directors, but there was a great interview where they basically talked about everything going on in that game and all the technical stuff that they did. And there is now a dodge button, and that dodge button takes into account the attack that's coming, the type of weapon that's coming, the angle at which it's coming, and the surroundings. So all that stuff that seems like it would not be gameplay, where she's dodging and hitting a car and ducking down and stuff, that is actually all gameplay, just derived from the context that it's looking at and seeing.
I don't know how you create that much content of animation to be able to perform those kind of acts. Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, a good illustration of this is this is heard secondhand, so I can't vouch for it, but someone was telling me that the game director or someone working on the new Tomb Raider game had seen that gameplay demo and went on to Twitter and said that is absolutely not gameplay. That's not possible. That you can't have that level of detail in the animations and all the seamlessness of it. And then multiple people from Naughty Dog came and was nope, that's definitely the game. Everything you see in there is absolutely in-engine, in-game.
That's
and he had to eat his words. All that said, I picked two other games just because I figured one of you would pick that one.
Okay, go.
First, this is more just a Michael pick because I'm really excited to play it. The remake of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
It was a huge surprise for me, and I was not a PlayStation kid back on PS1 days. I had the N64, and I was ride or die, so I never played any of the original Resident Evils. And so Resident Evil 2 is one of the best, supposedly, and I'll finally get to play it in the Resident Evil 7 engine. So
And you never played 2, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's cool.
Yeah, and I was
watching
watching
a whole new experience for you.
Yeah, the devs in another interview said that they've changed stuff just a little bit to keep it, identical to the original game, but embellished it. And people that have played the game, the dogs jump through the specific window, and you can always expect it. But in this one, they have changed it up a bit, so even people that have played it will get something new out of it, and they won't know every jump around every corner, which I think is neat. It just looks cool. And then the other huge game, aside from The Last of Us Part 2, and will also probably not come out for another 2 to 3 years, Cyberpunk 2077. That shit just looks insane.
And I didn't even see that one.
What? I mean, it's
it
legit just a trailer. It wasn't really any gameplay, but it's the first game from CD Projekt Red since The Witcher 3. And you take that engine, or their game design philosophy, I guess, and throw it into a really brightly colored future Blade Runner type thing, and it just looks super fun and awesome.
Yeah.
Another game that I really liked that probably nobody paid any attention to was the new Star Control. I don't know if you guys ever followed the original Star Control.
No.
But it was a game that I had on the Genesis years ago, and apparently they made a couple more that came out only for the computer that I never knew about. I guess the company Stardock Entertainment got a hold of the rights, and they're releasing a Star Control Origins game, and it's got all these like alien characters and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool looking game.
I assume that's a hardcore PC game then, huh?
I would say, yeah, it's probably closer to that. It's almost like playing Street Fighter 2 in space. It's made that the original game was made mostly for multiplayer, so it was a lot of fun to play with friends and stuff. But this new one's gonna have like an adventure mode and all kinds of like talking aliens and stuff. I think it looks cool. That's my guilty pleasure of E3.
Crazy.
Any other off the cuff games you want to throw out?
Jeff?
Yeah, actually, I mean, just some honorable mentions that I thought were interesting. I'm actually super excited about Cuphead DLC. That's cool. Like there's a period about 4 or 5 years where I stopped playing video games, but I used to watch my brother play Devil May Cry.
Oh yeah.
So Devil May Cry 5 coming out is kind of cool, though it doesn't look anything like how I remember Devil May Cry being. So
yeah.
I can't decide if I think it's cool or not, but it's cool to see the name come back.
I mean, it is well, I don't know if it's the same team, but it's at least the Japanese team and not the Team Ninja Theory, whoever made that DMC one that I don't think many people liked.
Right. And then lastly, Battletoads.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, Battletoads.
I mean, it would have been cool to see anything from it, but
I know. I'm afraid it's just going to be a whopping piece of garbage, but whatever. Like, I'd like to see it.
Do you think it's going to be like 2D because that little tongue that came in and
I think
the logo.
I think they already said
like it's going to be like Rayman.
Yeah, in the trailer, I think it says traditional animation.
Yeah, I think it said traditional animation 2.5D backgrounds.
Right.
So.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Don't like 2.5D.
So we'll see what it is, but.
No Mega Man 11 for you, Jeff?
Well, I actually had a friend that went to E3 as part of like doing his WWE Up Down Down channel.
Oh,
and so he went there and he got to see a whole bunch of Mega Man 11. And he thinks I shouldn't shit on it. He thinks it looks like a really good game. He was also saying what other game was a lot of fun was Smash. Smash.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh really?
Yeah. So apparently that's getting a lot of love out there too. So.
Yeah, people like I know so many people who just love that game.
I've never even played it.
I've never been able to understand it, but understand the appeal anyway. But that's really cool that they're bringing all the previous characters together and stuff. That's really awesome.
Yeah, Nintendo is really good about bringing all these games to the Switch, except for the one game I want. Please,
Mario Maker.
Yes, Mario Maker. For the love of God, please bring that to the Switch.
Yeah.
So you guys want to take a vote for what was best of show?
Hold up. 2 special shout-outs
of
games that you can play right now that I bought both and are both fantastic. The first was a big surprise at the EA conference which there was no other good surprises from that. Unravel 2, completely co-op now. Playing it with the wife, very adorable. Not as good as the first one. That's all I'll say. And then Hollow Knight out on the Switch now. If you guys aren't playing it, that is fucking like some amazing Metroidvania.
Yeah,
on the go.
Really? I heard it's good. I didn't know it was a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
It starts out like, oh, this is a cute little sweet game, and then I've almost broken my controller from it at this point, but it's really good. Plays really nicely.
Wait, how stoked are you for Overcooked 2?
I was actually pretty excited for that one. I'm like, the levels look crazy though. Like that might ruin our marriage. But we're gonna fucking platinum it anyway.
Is it more than 2-player?
Yeah, it depends on the system, but I think you can actually get up to 8 people.
Man, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking chaos, man.
Yeah.
Also, I think Overcooked 2 in the trailer, they said it has online co-op now too.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Dude, I wonder when it comes out, but next Extra Life, just do that for 12 hours.
Dude, that's the perfect kind of game, man. You play that, you screw up the cooking, you got to eat something. There's something.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, man, you'd be eating a ton of shit by the end.
Okay, best in show. For me, best of show is Last of Us 2.
I agree.
I'm not sure. It's between one of the two that I chose.
Okay, so JAFMM, game of E3 2018,
Last of Us 2.
Part 2.
Yeah. Well, what do we got coming up on future episodes? We're going to do another JAFMM tip episode. Stay tuned to our Twitch account, see if you can catch me doing some live animating, ask me some questions if you really are interested. And we'll do the Moist Mondays with Michael Berardini on his Instagram account, which is what?
At Berardini, Birdini. Give me a follow, and I'll give you a little moisture. How about that, motherfucker?
Would you call yourself a moisture farmer?
Yeah, I would call myself that. Also, nice. a weirdo.
So how'd the drawing come out?
Well, I was just about to add a giant ball sack to it, but I'll give you a little sneaker peeker.
Oh, God.
Smoking a cigarette backwards. Look at that.
It's what you do, man, when you're made of parts that don't go together.
Oh, God, that's disturbing, man.
See, like, Jeff has, like, his popularity on the internet due to his animation nonsense. And now he's posting videos and, you know, that'll get 1 billion likes and shit. I'm over here making weird shit. That's what I want to be known for.
Well,
so you're on your way.
There's no censorship, so have at it, man. Do whatever you want.
All right.
All right, everybody. We'll see you on August 1st for the next episode. This has been Just a Few More Minutes podcast, where 3 veterans of the animation video game industry talk about exactly that: animation video games. All right. Bye.